we are going to go over some relatively recent current events. So last week, we had a new bill introduced in the US that essentially would bring an audit of US gold reserves, including Fort Knox. So we're going to get into the details, but I thought if you could just start with the basics about what we should know about this bill.
Absolutely. So this bill is House Bill 3795 by Congressman Thomas Massey. There are already three other co-sponsors, so four U.S. representatives came together to introduce this bill, which would give us the first comprehensive audit of America's gold in decades, in about 65 years. There have been audits, quote unquote, done in the past, none of which meet or comport to audit standards of today that a private depository would be facing. And there are a lot of legitimate questions surrounding America's gold holdings. So, this bill, for the first time in decades, would call for a full inventory of the gold stored in Fort Knox and other places where America's gold is purportedly stored. So, not just Fort Knox, but Denver, the West Point vaults in New York. All of those would be subject to deep examination as well. So it calls for a full inventory, a physical inventory, an audit, which would be a full assaying, making sure that the metals are indeed metals, and then a full accounting of all transactions involving America's gold over the last 50 years. There's also not only questions about whether or not the gold is physically there, but questions about who owns it. If it is there, has it been swapped? Has it been leased? Has it been encumbered in any way? So there are a bunch of really legitimate questions that deserve answers. And the truth is, it's a little bit crazy that this requires an act of Congress at all. You know, a proper steward of America's money or of America's gold holdings would be offering this transparently. They would offer reports and audits and financial statements. But for whatever reason, America's monetary betters have decided that they're not willing to do this. And because of that, we now have to force them through an act of Congress. So that's what we're doing.